Hey guys, Banana Luck here. Welcome back to another Water of Realms video. I've been pumping out a ton of videos this last couple of weeks, but yeah, I think this one really deserves a video because we finally got what we've been asking for the longest freaking time, which is non-lot PD added to the game for Ancient Summons. So I think it's a bit too late. People have gone through two Valara banners where, not having any non-lot PD sort of screwed them over, but I mean, if you're still playing the game, then it's never too late, I guess. It is definitely a nice addition. So we're gonna walk through the mechanics of it first, and then I've done up a spreadsheet to sort of explain what the implications are for this. Overall, it is a positive outcome, but I just want to point out some of the things that we should be more cautious of moving forward because it does changes the game plan you have when doing summons. I think you just have to be a lot more cautious moving forward given the way that these banners are shaped up typically. Alright, let's get in without further ado. So, add a new PD timer for legendary heroes excluding lots and unnamed heroes in Ancient Summoning. PD timer is triggered if no legendary hero is summoned after 130 consecutive summons, and the PD timer is active after, and the drop rates will increase by 5% in the next summon, and you are guaranteed a non-lot hero in 150 summons. So it's basically a lower quantity from the lots. So lots is 185 and 200. For the non-lots, it's going to be 130 and 150. Drop rates will keep building up until you summon the hero, and then the rate will reset. For example, if a summon has a 5% drop rate for legendary hero, you don't manage to summon one, the next attempt will have 10% drop rate. Now, this is just an example because the actual drop rates in the game are a lot lower than that. So yeah, it's a cool addition. I think it's much needed, especially with, I mean, from my personal experience, I've went 600 Ancients without a single non-lot. If they implemented the PD from the start, that would be 4 non-lots that I would have very much appreciated. And bear in mind that 600 dry streak, it happened to me twice. So it's 8 non-lots that I'm missing. I have to say I have been getting better luck recently, but for sure this is something that should have been added way before, given how skewed the drop rates usually are. And special notes, the PD timer and summon counts mentioned above are shared across all Ancient Summoning events. The original PD timer remains in effect and it's not affected by the new rules. So they want to assure you that this is not gonna change anything when it comes to the default lot PD that we've been getting. And it starts from 26th of May onwards, and afterwards it will be applicable for all future summoning events. I have to say I'm very happy to see that. And I may be thinking, why? Why will you be happy that they're doing it after the Oran banner ends? And the reason is simple. Because if they add a non-lot PD right now, I could raise the chance of hitting Leikan due to the non-lot PD, which I would have previously been super unlucky about and not hit a non-lot. And then because I don't hit a non-lot, I keep hitting lots instead, then, chances are I'm going to get Oran because there's no PD in place. And that's exactly what we're going to delve deeper into, whether this mechanics is going to benefit people depending on where they are at. So I have a few scenarios that I've drawn up, and let me just bring up the screen. I know it's a bit small, so let me zoom in a bit here to take a look at scenario 1. So let's say scenario 1, your lot PD is at 20, so you're fresh off, but you're 100 into non-lot PD. What I found is that in a lot of scenarios, because of the fact that the non-lot PD is 150, it's a lot lower than the lot PD itself, there's a pretty high chance that, you just wind up proccing your banner PD on non-lots. Bear in mind, banner PD and summoning PD is separate. So banner PD refers to the mechanics where if you summon a unit that's non-banner, so in my case, my example is the Nestia Sagat banner. So because I summon Giselle and King Haas, my third non-lot is more or less guaranteed to be the banner my third unit on the banner that's not a banner unit is gonna be Saga in this case. And the same thing in scenario 2, right? We have a lot PD of 100, non-lot PD of 20. Because of how frequently the non-lots come in, you can see we're very close to lot PD, but because the non-lot PD is a lot lower, I wind up getting Saga as the, banner unit in this case. Now, of course, it's not guaranteed, right? We can always get early lots, early non-lots, but the point that I'm trying to bring across is that we might run into a scenario where we're getting non-lots proccing our PD more often. This is just hypothetical. I mean, in summoning, in gacha, there's RNG. Things don't always go the way that, we want them to be. But just from me doing up this quick spreadsheet and picking up some scenarios, that's what I've noticed. Non-lots will end up proccing the banner PD a lot more often. Now, scenario 3, this is one of the scenarios where, things just go well for you. If you're fresh off the lot PD and then you're 50 into non-lot PD, you can see the bolded lines are basically the ones that you hit banner, you have banner PD. So I hit King Haas, I kick Giselle, and then my third unit on this banner, which is going to be a lot because I only get the non-lot in 20 summons from here. It's going to be Nastia, more or less. I mean, it's an 80% chance on the third banner unit, but you guys get my point. So it is a hit and miss, and that's also the reason why I say that we have to be a lot more strategic with our summons. We cannot just be blowing summons on Ancients thinking, hey, I'm just going to summon, I'm just going to build PD, because you have to be very mindful now that you're building PD for both the lot and the non-lot PD, and this changes how the setup goes if we focus on the last line here. So what should I do for future banners? If let's say you want a non-lot, ideally, you should be ending off when your lot PD is at 0 and when your non-lot PD is at 100. So what's going to happen here is that because I want a non-lot, I will get my next lot in 200 summons. By the next 200 summons, I will also get 2 non-lots along the way as well. So the chances are that if let's say you're hunting for a non-lot, you want your third banner PD to hit on you want your third unit to be a non-lot based on PD. And then if let's say you want a lot, then you want your third unit on the non to be a lot. So on here, if the next 300 summons, I get, 2 lots, the next non-lot summon that I have is going to be in like 150 or so. So chances are you might proc that lot before the non-lot. But all this is hypothetical in the end. I'm just trying to establish that these changes are great, but we also have to be much more mindful in terms of summons. So I'm kind of glad that we are not having this conundrum when the Oran banner is coming, because we don't have to worry about it just yet. But this is definitely something that you want to, really consider. I mean, even if we don't talk about banner PD, you definitely want to stop at when your lot PD is at 0, because you want to next summon the first unit that you get to be the unit that you're desiring. So if I have a Rivenhall Valara banner, for example, I want the Valara. If let's say that's the next banner, chances are this Oran banner, I want to stop when, I get my next lot. But if let's say I want a lot on the next banner, then I have to stop at the non-lot PD, because that means that chances are my next lot is going to show up a lot faster than, the non-lot instead. So it's a bit hard to put all this into pictures and, try to explain to them. If you do still have any questions, leave it down in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer them. But in all seriousness and, just looking at it from a top-down perspective, like generally speaking, this is a change that we definitely welcome. There is one more thing that I've asked, which is whether banner PD is shared across lots and non-lots. So far, all the scenarios I've been basing it off is that, the banner PD is shared across both. So if you get either Nastia or Sagat, for example, in that scenario, you're going to proc the banner PD. In an ideal world, we would have wanted the lot and non-lot PD to be separate, so that if I proc a lot, I can still have a chance of hitting a banner non-lot as well. So let's say I'm hunting for Valara. Even though I've proc Rivenhall, I still want a chance to get Valara as well. But That's just my wishful thinking. I honestly don't think that would be what they'll be doing. But yeah, it is a welcoming change all in all. I am very delighted about it, and also delighted about the fact that, we're not gonna have this before the Oren banner ends, because I really want Oren. I don't really want Leikan. So yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the video. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Personally, I am excited about this change. It is gonna help me get my cat grim possibly when the banner reruns, but we don't know. We don't know when that will happen. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions down below, and I will see you in the next video. All the best in your summons this week, and goodbye.